There we go. Good morning. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Planning, Zoning, and Agriculture Committee meeting for Tuesday, October 21st. Can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Featherling?
Here.
Mr. Miller? Mr. Long? Ms. Weber? Mr. Duniel? Mr. Smith? Ms. Foster? Ms. Andrade? Mr. Kirkstra?
Present.
Ms. Amber Turner? Mr. Lowy?
Present.
Ms. Denise Turner? Mr. Kerner? Mr. Benoit? Mr. Alexander Hildebrand? We do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. We don't have any public comment. There's nobody back there. Okay. Everybody got their minutes and the email. Anyone have any questions or anything they want to change or make any deletions or changes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to Mr. Lowy first. Mr. Benoit, you looking? Second by Mr. Benoit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign? Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a couple building reports here, Dell.
Yes,
So you want to make a, let's have a motion in a second to approve them, and then we'll discuss and vote afterwards. Okay, Ms. Turner first, Mr. Lowy second. Okay, we'll vote after we're done, Dell.
All right. For August 2025, we had a really good month. 2 new houses, total permits of 124, a valuation of 13.5 million, and revenue that was collected was $83,797.
Wow. Good month.
Up from $32,000 the year before.
Yeah.
For September, not quite as good of a month, but still pretty decent. We had 1 new home, 116 permits issued, 7.5 million in evaluation, and revenue collected was $49,538.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Dell on the building reports? Barring none, we got a motion in a second. Can we get a, you all set, Dell?
I'm all set.
Okay, we get all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? None? Okay, thanks. Okay, every month we have a stormwater discussion about the MS4 program. Dell, usually, are you supposed to ask that, or we just ask it?
You can ask it if you would like. Anybody has any
Yeah,
issues
does anybody
with
have any-
stormwater,
Anybody have any problems with the rain the other day? Any
Bonding.
issues with the stormwater or anything from the?
Clean Water Act issues?
Yeah.
I can tell you one of our inspectors is out today collecting water samples for the input and output outfalls for the river.
Okay.
Everywhere,
all the creeks?
everywhere a pipe or a creek enters the river within the metropolitan area, we have to go out and take a water sample and look at that.
Who
We do that
you do
twice a
that?
year.
We do that, or you have somebody else do that?
We do that twice a year.
But
My
we
inspector,
do it here?
one of my
Okay.
inspectors does that.
Good.
Yes.
Thanks. Anybody have any questions and anything to comment about any stormwater issues? Okay, all right. Okay, for planning, we have a recycle coach.
Yes. Joanne, can you?
Joanne's got we got a button to push there.
There it is.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Tom.
Gonna let me go. Okay.
Reuse, reduce, recycle.
Yes, the EPA has hired and purchased the Recycle Coach software and making it available for every county in the state. The software allows you to create a portal to put in your information of where your citizens can bring different types of recyclable materials. They just contacted us last month about this, so we're in the process of putting together those locations and that information, and I think they're planning on having it go live by the end of the year. So within the next couple of months, there'll be a website out there, and we can link our website to it as well, give everyone notice on where they can take different types of recyclables. Just wanted to let you know it's something we've been working on.
Okay, did you want to have a discussion about this? Anybody have any questions about this? Recycle Coach, I think it's probably A lot
It
of
is.
people sit there by the garbage can and go,
If I didn't mention it, it is free to us.
Yeah.
There's no charge for it.
so it'll be online, Dell? You go to a website and it'll be there?
Yes,
Okay.
you may not have information on everything. It's a matter of what we put into it and what locations we have, and we'll put the nearest location that may be in Will County for some things, but at least you'll know where to take it.
Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions? Any questions at all? None? Okay, Dell. That was pretty good. Okay, we got to talk about some House bills, Dell.
Yeah,
HB 4120 and 4116 and Senate Bill 25.
yes, these were in the veto session. I don't believe any action's being taken on them this go around, but I thought it was still important to let the board know exactly what's going on, because it will likely be back in the spring. I know back in 23 when they made changes to the renewable energies and energy bills, it took them 2 or 3 sessions before it actually got passed, but it did get passed. So let's talk about that a little bit. All of these 3 bills, by the way, are identical bills. So I just put all the numbers down there in
Yeah,
case you
one's
want
a
to
House,
research
one's
it yourself. They're 890-page bills. The part about zoning starts at about page 436. Some of the highlights of things they're doing. They've added a bunch of definitions. They're changing the setbacks. One of the things for solar and wind that should be important to you is that they're changing the permitting fees. They're limiting us to being able to charge $5,000 per megawatt, not to exceed $75,000 for any particular project. That is quite a dramatic reduction in what we are receiving now,
Okay, Dell,
based on our formula.
is a project like, say you had something like in Essex out there where we had them here, and here
It would still be a $75,000 permit
for the whole thing?
instead of what could be a $1.2
$150.
million permit. So it's dramatic.
Does the chairman have anything about that? Go ahead, Dell.
Dell and I have been in communication about this, and we have let our lobbyists and Joyce and Haas know that we are very opposed to this.
Well, I can't believe that anybody would be for it anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I have.
you hear anything out there about other counties going, okay, well, okay, what are you gonna do?
I don't think any county would be in favor of this,
Yeah, okay.
given that they would cap the permitting fees.
Okay.
From what I'm hearing, they're not.
Okay,
I have drafted a letter to our legislators
okay.
with highlighting issues. Next one up, vegetative screening. They're changing that some, limiting it to 5 feet in height, and a lot of ambiguous language concerning if you feel it's right, if it's appropriate. I don't even know how to qualify that. Their idea of what's appropriate, the developers and ours, could be 2 entirely different things. So it really harms the vegetative screening. Road use agreements, they put very clear language in there that the road use agreements can only include funds for actual damage to the roads. To return the roads back to the condition they were in when they found them.
So there's
Apparently there
no
were a lot
upfront
of-
money then?
I don't know that there's any upfront money on that, no. But it severely limits the road use agreements for these things versus what they're doing now. So there's that. I'm assuming the highway people will, and the township road commissioners will speak out about that. And here's another big one, and probably one of the biggest ones besides the fees coming out of this, is battery energy storage systems. I don't know if you're aware of what those are, but think of a cargo container sitting in a field filled with batteries. When there's plenty of power, they take the power in and store it in the batteries, and when the price is low, and then they release it into the grid when the price is high or there's a power shortage. And it can be anywhere from 5 of these containers to 500 of these containers on a field. I've seen pictures of both.
Wow.
And just like currently, under our current rules, unless it's associated with a solar farm or a wind farm, those, because of the previous legislation, are allowed on those facilities. It must be in our industrial zone. So if you wanted to do a standalone just to collect energy, you'd have to do it in our industrial zone. This legislation changes all of that.
Yeah.
It takes away pretty much our zoning power, just like they did with the renewables, and we have to allow it anywhere. We allow agriculture, industrial, and because we allow agriculture on 20 acres or more in the residential district, it would be allowed in our residential district on parcels of 20 acres or more. They do give all the different standards, the NFPA 855 standard. Keep that in mind, because that is not a code. That is a standard that was written by the National Fire Commission. It is not a building code recognized by the International Building Code. 855. But all throughout it, it says they must meet those requirements, including for the decommissioning plan, which was weird. Another part of this one is that it gives us only 60 days to issue the building permit once it's applied for. If we fail to do that, it is automatically issued and they can start their work. We can't do the reviews that are required in 60 days.
No, well, it's out of our control. Somebody else reviews a lot of it.
So on many of these cases, if this goes through as written, they'll be issued without review. And they can pretty much go just about anywhere. So I don't know if that's upsetting to you or not. It's a little upsetting to me that they're taking away the local authority to decide.
So, but a lot of those solar farms that are in the areas that are closer to churches and farmhouses and things where people gave all the land around the house and stuff for them to put a potential bomb in their parking lot. I don't think we approved the zoning for that.
To call it a bomb, but there's definitely concerns for fire and such.
And I don't know.
Setbacks.
They might make noise, you know. They might hum, who knows?
That is an issue, but we can't hold them to too much of a standard there. But there are cooling fans for these batteries, and from what I hear and the reports I've read, yes, they do create a noise.
Yeah.
Setbacks. The setbacks for the battery packs, not the fence, not the facility. The closest point of the battery pack is only 150 feet from a house.
Jeez, that's only a lot away.
150 feet.
Yeah, okay.
50 feet from a property line, 150 feet from a residence. That's not much of a setback.
Okay, Mrs. Foster?
Thank you. Dale, I have a question. Are these containers, are they going to be specially made
Yes.
to hold these batteries? Because just here recently, you know, we've had some explosions on commercial airlines.
Yeah. I use the term cargo container just to give you a visual of what it would look like. It kind of looks that way.
Okay.
But it is not a cargo container. They are specially built. They have fire suppression systems built into them and a lot of safeguards.
Well,
But there's always a potential.
right. It's all, I mean, yeah, that's true.
But if you're visually, if you're looking at it in a field, it's going to look like a cargo container.
Yeah.
Will the local fire districts, are they going to get this information as well? Because if there is some type of fire, they need to have
Well,
the equipment.
and that's on the bottom there.
Okay.
One of the good things out of this is that the developer must provide training for local fire and emergency services.
What about money for that training? They're going to do that too?
They must supply training for local fire and emergency
Well, they could bring the
services.
training and send you a bill.
It mentions nothing about money.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
It's all about taking money from the counties to the state.
and that's kind of it in a nutshell. On these, they're limiting us to 5 megawatts or $5,000 per megawatt, $50,000 maximum on the permit, regardless of size.
Well,
The decommissioning bond isn't all that much. They only have to give 10% in the first 5 years and then 25% after 10 years. They don't get to a full amount to like 15 years on the decommissioning plans as well.
with the damage to the roads you were just talking about, with the, are they, like if you take a little guy like Rockville Township, you know, and they go out there, and I've seen them with their trucks, they go around, they smash culverts and make collapse ditches and make ruts everywhere, and they don't have to pay anything, they just are allowed to fix it, and or does one of the guys have to fix it all, and then they wait for their money, hopefully? Is that what's gonna happen?
I can't speak to that.
Okay, so would the highway
They can have
township
a road
guys?
use agreement, but it severely limits what they can do versus what they're doing now.
Because right now, don't you get money up front for that?
They can, yes,
Yeah,
I think some
that's
of them
what I
do.
thought. Some of, I know Rockville does. Okay, Mr. Lowry?
I had heard through the grapevine and the rumor mill and everything that's out there that we all,
I don't hear you.
I had heard that Will County denied a permit for one of the green energies. Is that true? Have we looked into that?
I don't know about Will County, but I do know other counties that chose to keep a special use permit for those type of facilities,
Lake County, right?
knowing that they could not deny it, and they have denied them, and there has been court cases, and the counties have lost the court cases because they can't deny them. So I do know there's at least 3 counties that went in. We chose not to put ourselves through that because it wasn't going to work.
I didn't know. Like I said, I heard that Will County
I don't know
denied
Will-
a
yeah.
permit. I didn't know if that was true or not, or if we had heard that.
I don't know that one specific, but I know one of the counties out west of here, northwest, did that. And yeah, I've got the paperwork on my.
I think it's
Yes,
Lake County, actually.
You cannot deny the special use permit.
Yeah.
So why would you put yourself through the public hearings and all of that? So we chose not to.
Gotcha.
But some of them still held on to it, and those they're I think they're starting to understand why they shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So, in addition to that, there is another bill. Just to let you guys know that this is the Solar Bill of Rights, which this is for your private solar, like at your home or on your business. If it passes, the county cannot do anything to prevent those type of collection systems from being installed. Not that we were going to anyway, but just to let you know that there's that out there as well. And one other one that has nothing to do with renewables, but HB 2495, Private Swimming Pool Enclosure Act. This is a new one. It also didn't make it out of the veto session yet, but it requires that any man-made pool of water that is 42 inches high, or between 24 and 42 inches high, must have a permit for construction and must be inspected every 5 years. That is going to be a lot more inspections on my building inspectors. I don't know exactly how many swimming pools are in the county, but I'm guessing it's a few thousand. So,
Who's gonna
just give you a heads up on that one.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
So, and that's all I have on that.
Okay. Anyone have any more questions? We got some questions. Anybody have any? No. Okay, Dell. Gonna move up to the land bank, or you got anything else you want?
No, that's I'm going to turn the land bank over to Dr. Crawford
Dr. Crawford, okay.
and let him handle that.
Dr. Crawford, can I get you to come up here? We're doing things up here now.
I got all your slides. Okay, you go ahead. Get that. I guess. All right. Do you want to? There's an update. Okay. Can you load that? It's the only file. So you don't need these? Does that take place of this? Yeah. Okay, it should.
That's replacing.
Pop it in that.
Oh, in here.
Let's just take a second here. technology.
Yeah, I tried to email it, but the file was too large, so it wouldn't go through.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Pictures, stuff like that. That's it? That's
All
what
right.
you're looking for?
Yep. Looks like it.
Yeah, right, it's going.
There you go. All right. Good morning, everybody.
morning.
This will be my last time standing before you. My last day will be October 31st, but I am pleased to come and share with you this information as it relates to properties that we have submitted for pre-approval to IDA and have
Nice.
received those pre-approvals for the SC2 Strong Communities Program grant. I'm presenting these properties. Some of them are being re-presented to you. You've seen them before, just to catch you up, and asking for your authorization to access those reimbursement funds for these particular properties that I'll show you today. 643 South Myrtle may be familiar to you. I've already presented that to you. I just wanted you to know that's still on the docket, and we are actively seeking to acquire that now. It's going through an abandonment process as we speak. You see the map for its location. 427 South Chicago is a property that's actually owned by the city of Kankakee. It's being conveyed. However, there are some acquisition costs. We are unsure at this point of whether we will need to do a demolition or some extensive repair to get it ready. And so that's why you see that total cost not to exceed $40,000. But this one is not new. I presented it to you on the last time. Just wanted you to know that that title should be coming to us, or deed should be coming to us within the next couple of weeks from the city. And there's its location. 755 North Francine, you've seen this before. This may or may not end up coming to the land bank. It is pre-approved by IDA. I just wanted to make you aware. There's some legal things going on with the city, so we don't know if we're actually going to get it, but I want you to be aware that it is on our radar. And there's its location. This one's 79 Pearl Street, which is located in what I believe is unincorporated Kankakee. This is an interesting property. It's actually 3 separate pins at one address. And so we're working through the abandonment process for this one. Dale, I'm gonna have to forward you the affidavit packet for this one.
Okay.
All right. And there's its location. Now, one of the things that you may notice, I don't know if you're driving somewhere, you try to use Google Maps, every now and again, Google will send you to the wrong place. It'll have a different picture than what the actual property is, and I found that to be the case on a number of occasions in visiting different properties around our county. 326 South Chicago. We are actively pursuing this through a lien foreclosure. And again, it's already been pre-approved by IDA. And here's its location. 241 Northwest Avenue. Should be familiar to some of us. You may drive past it almost every day to work. Just around the corner. Again, we're actively pursuing this for a lien foreclosure as we speak. And again, it's already been pre-approved. And there's its location. Google got this one right. All right, 980 South 6th Avenue. It's one of our newer properties. I just posted a sign for abandonment proceedings in that yard last week. So again, we are actively pursuing this. It has pre-approval. We're making you guys aware. And there's its location. All right, 1065 South 4th Street. It's another one that we are actively pursuing. I just posted the abandonment sign in the yard on this one as well on last week. And there's its location. They didn't provide a picture for it on this one. 338 South Chicago. That is actively being pursued through lien foreclosure. These liens have been assigned to the land bank from the city. And so our legal team has been working to foreclose on those liens. And you see its approximate location. 340 North Harrison. I believe this one actually back and forth between lien and abandonment. We're still trying to work out the details on that, but we are actively in pursuit of this as well. And again, it's already pre-approved. Here's an instance, again, where Google was wrong. So you see the black rooftop in the middle of the screen. That's the property. Located on North Harrison. Is actually less than a block away from my church. (1329) South 6th Avenue. I posted the sign for abandonment proceedings on this one last week as well. Hopefully that property can be salvaged. We're not entirely sure yet, but we're hoping to salvage it rather than demo it. And there's its location. Again, Google Maps info was incorrect. I had to pull it from somewhere else. All right, here's one of our most recent pre-approvals, 1713 East Oak Street. Our legal team is working on the strategy. Most likely it'll be abandonment. And you can see its location there. Now this one is 665 East Oak. For a house that's been abandoned, it's actually not in bad shape. So as we move forward with this, hopefully we can get a quick turnaround. Yeah, it is a nice one. Now you see this location, a lot of green space around it. Now this one is one I've affectionately called the Jungle House. This is 338 North Wildwood, Kankakee. The foliage has completely covered the house from the street. So much so that when you go to look at it on Google Maps, it gives you can't see the house. It's on the left of the White House. It's behind all of those trees. That's 938 North Wildwood. That's one of our most recent pre-approvals. As a matter of fact, pre-approval on this came last week. Same here with Mulberry and Kankakee. That pre-approval just came in last Thursday. And you can see its location, right? Well, the picture is not correct, but the map is. Its location is just left of the red marker. And I think that's the last one. Yep. Okay.
Doc, is there any of those properties that are particularly in the county? It seems like they're all in town. Is there
79 Pearl.
one? Is that one?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
There's an interesting dynamic with the county properties. They're usually would qualify by site, but by taxes and liens, no. And what I mean by that is the property can be falling completely apart, but the taxes are paid.
Yeah.
And there's no liens against it that could be assigned to land bank to go and acquire it. So we don't have a means of acquisition for those particular properties. And that's a strange dynamic. I find that more in the county areas than I do in the city. Usually, most times in the city, if somebody walks away and leaves it to fall apart, they stop paying the taxes. But that's not necessarily the case most times in the county.
Okay. Just seems like everything we're doing, we use county funds. We should get a little bit from it.
Yeah, we're
I mean, some of the
working on it.
guys in certain districts had 15 or 20 houses they wanted to have looked at, and you know that's kind of one of the reasons why I really kind of wanted to do this. But
Yeah, forward those addresses and pins to land bank.
okay,
We'll take a look at them for sure.
Ms. Foster.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I know in Pembroke, there are a lot of properties where they are abandoned, falling down, but the families live in Chicago, the extended and they are paying the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't want to let go of it, but nobody's in it, and it's just standing.
Nothing worse than an empty house.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Dr. Crawford, what are you asking for today? Are you asking to use our grant funds for these, or?
Yes,
Okay.
reimbursement. Yes.
So we need a motion on that?
Yeah, spend money we do.
Do you know what the total would be?
Not to exceed. We got a not to exceed number. Is that what we want?
For all of them,
Matt?
I can't give you that number off the top of my head. Okay. It's like 5,000 for about what, 13 properties.
Okay, Ben. Go ahead, Mr. Wilson.
If it pleases the committee, we can just use the grant guidelines for the not to exceed numbers. So if it's a demo, we've got an allotment we can use for demo. If it's rehab, we've got an allotment we can use for that. For acquisition, we have an allotment. So we'll use the grant caps as our caps, so that we
Okay.
will authorize up to that expenditure.
So there'll be somebody watching what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, so Dr. Crawford sends it to Dell and I. We actually make the grant request for the reimbursement. So if we just use that limit, that's a pretty easy way to approach this, I think.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a built-in not to exceed on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we weren't opening ourselves up for a can of
So-
worms.
What we need today is a motion to allow us to, or allow the land bank to
Use our
utilize
money
those
for that.
funds. Yes.
Okay, we have funds for that set aside, so I'm gonna entertain a motion to fund the projects for Dr. Crawford here today. These requested. And Miss Foster?
Yes, I make a motion that
Mr. Okay. Mr. Kirkstra, you may second it, okay? We'll get a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Featherling,
Yes.
Ms. Weber,
Aye.
Ms. Foster, Mr. Kirkstra, Ms. Amber Turner, Mr. Lowy,
Aye.
Ms. Denise Turner, Mr. Benoit, Mr. Alexander Hildebrand. Motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
You didn't call
everybody.
my name.
Again, if you guys come across properties
call my
in
name.
your districts, let us know, please. Our
Yes.
board meeting is today at 1:30. You can stop by, drop in, okay? But please let us know if you have properties in your districts that we should take a look at.
Okay.
Definitely do it. Thank you.
Well, about 3 years ago, we came up with a list. You know, everybody brought their wish list in for their district, but that's been quite a few people changed in the meantime since then. So maybe it's something for us to think about. Ms. Foster?
Yeah, Dr. Crawford, you started by saying that the end of the month would be your last day, but I was wondering if you could tell us, where's the land bank gonna go from here?
Yeah.
Right now, there will be an interim executive director. That contract is with eProperty Plus Solutions, and the person who will physically be doing some of the work, his name is Brian White. Brian worked at Cook County Land Bank. He was actually, I think, the first executive director there, and has been in the business for a long time. He's actually was part of the team that recruited me for the position, and so he has a great depth of knowledge and understanding of what needs to happen and what needs to take place going forward in the interim. You guys will be receiving from me a complete update as to the status. That is all county board members. I'm going to send it out to everybody as to where we are and what we have coming down the pike. For there are a number of properties that I haven't put on here because they don't have pre-approval yet. They're in the process of pre-approval. And so you'll get that information within the next week or so. I want to make sure that it's as up to date as possible, because even as we go through this week, we'll probably have some more pre-approvals that come in, because I've been feverishly now working through, now that we have our systems in place to help identify properties, we can properly triage them through our database and give us some really good viable candidates that we then go out and look at. It took a long time to get to that place. It was really tedious work to get there, but now that the systems are in place, the number of properties and the place that they will be in acquisition will just keep rolling. It'll keep rolling. So now we got a nice little snowball rolling, and as it goes downhill, it's going to get some more momentum and get bigger. And so thank you for all of your patience in this process, but it was a lot of work in the beginning.
Getting it all
Well,
set
thank
up.
you
Okay.
for your service.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything else for Dr. Crawford? Okay. Thanks for your time. Good luck. Thank you for your help. Okay. So, we have a ZBA member, Brian Porter, who's, I guess he's resigning, Dell?
Brian Porter has resigned from the Zoning Board of
Yeah.
Appeals, so I just wanted to announce that today, that there'll be an opening there.
In which particular area were you trying to find somebody in?
Well, he's from Bourbonnais Township,
Okay,
Bonus Township. We do have an applicant already,
okay,
but that doesn't mean we can't have more.
yeah, okay, the more the merrier. Okay, so we have to have a motion and a second to approve this, so.
No, I don't know.
No? You don't
Not
need
for
anything? Okay.
resignation.
Not that we did. Okay, I thought we had to accept it, so.
No.
Okay. Okay, GIS, I see Jeffrey back there,
I brought him up here in case there might be some technical questions or not. Just wanted to, we haven't talked about GIS in a while, and there's
Yeah.
been a lot of things going on, so I thought I would give the committee an update on where we're at. As of, I think it was yesterday, we have received the 2025 orthophotography, so the new aerial photography is in our possession. You don't have to worry about it, Joanne. Yeah, it's all right.
see the pictures, though.
Well, I didn't put them up there because we have them in our possession. The tiles have to be all
Square
put
away.
together. We anticipate by the end of November that it'll be live. Okay, that's where we're at on that.
Mm.
But it's 3-inch resolutions, same resolution we had before, but the photos are much clearer, and that should be nice.
Yeah.
So GIS server upgrades, that was the previous year's project. The new servers are in place. We are still waiting. We can't shut the old servers off quite yet because we're still waiting on migrating a few pieces of data over, like the highway department's document portal.
Okay.
That one there is kind of tricky to do. But as soon as that's done, we'll be shutting down the old servers and utilizing only our new servers. Planimetric data update, we chose a few years ago with Jeffrey Skills, rather than go out to a consultant, to update our planimetric data in-house.
Okay.
To date, he has the non-motorized infrastructure, sidewalks, bike paths, that type of stuff, all done. Building footprints he's working on next, and he's got about 41,000 of the 105,000 complete, so closing in on about halfway there. And he'll be looking at other things like culverts and driveways, and as a follow-up on all of that. ArcGIS parcel fabric migration was going to be a project for next year, but because of some of the sunsetting of some of the software and all that, and we got a really good price from the consultants on it, and we had the money in this year's budget, we went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. And that is what Parcel Fabric does. It's a more dynamic way to update and your data and your maps. Everything is tied to everything else. If you move a parcel line, any other associated lines like a village limit line or a township boundary line also moves with it. So it's a lot more intuitive. There is some differences, and Jeffrey could get into the weeds on this far more than I could, for labeling of different feature labels and such. But anyway, we had to do that. It ended up costing us $19,000 for that migration, and that should be. And it was also a good time because the assessment offices personnel have to do this, and they had downtime here in the late fall. We had waited till January or February when they start doing all their inputting all the new parcels. It was going to be another 6 or 7 month delay. So it was everything worked out right. It lined up very well. So any real questions on that, you could really I would refer you to Jeffrey on that.
Okay.
He's setting that one up. K3 Mapper, the online mapping tool that everyone knows and loves. The software and platform that is running on will no longer be available after March 2026. So Jeffrey has rebuilt it on the new software platform that they're offering us. For that, it is working well. Currently, we are testing it all out. We do have a link to it. It is live that you could go test it yourself if you'd like, so let me know if you want the link to that. Visually, not a whole lot different. It looks very similar to the old one, but there are some different nuances. We had to do some workarounds for some of the measuring and those type of tools. But and hopefully, as this continues on, Esri will, that's a software provider, will do a little bit better with it, and we will have some future updates on that. So.
Okay. Anything else, Bill?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. We don't have anything under old business, do we?
No.
Anybody? No? And under new business, we have one opening on the zoning board of appeals, Dell said?
Yes.
And it was for the Bourbonus Township area?
Doesn't have to be, but that's where the previous member was from.
Okay, so.
We're
anybody-
allowed only one per township, though, so.
Oh, okay. That makes it hard. Okay. Mr. Kirkstra,
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we adjourn.
could we get a second? Mr. Lowry, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign.